Insight 184. Since it is harder to quit a pleasurable habit than to quit a habit that is clearly damaging, one must be very clear on the damages of the pleasurable habit. Again, since it is harder to quit a pleasurable habit than to quit a habit that is clearly damaging, one must be very clear on the damages of the pleasurable habit. Some of the damages of sexual fixations are robbing one of strength and wasting one's time. The hours in fantasy are wasted when one could have been productive. This time could be for many hours, days, years, decades, and even one's lifetime. Just as a man in prison is held back from achieving his aspirations and experiencing all of life, likewise, a person obsessed with the pursuit of fantasy pleasure is held back from achieving his aspirations and experiencing all of life. He's like in prison. They are imprisoned by desire, and though there are no bars to disengage them from activities, they are nonetheless disengaged from all activities, because they are focused quite strongly on the pursuit of illusory pleasure. This loss of one's valuable time, the loss of one's true aspirations, and a loss of one's life ought to be taken seriously and looked at and established as a definite negative aspect of the seemingly positive pleasure. So, the time you take to do something, let's say you're focusing on self-pleasure, fantasy, whatever, well, that time is your life. You've just spent your life, that amount of it, on fantasy, on illusion. Now, what have you gained from it? Yes, momentary pleasure, momentary mental high, which is an illusion they present to you, and you get engaged in this activity, but you haven't established a relationship, you haven't learned about men and women, their relationships. You're not even a step closer to understanding what a real relationship is like. You're not even a single step closer to really having a deep, indulgent pleasure with a woman or man, either way. To really get to know them emotionally, mentally, to really relate, not even a step closer. In fact, you're a step further back. Because your perspective of reality of what a relationship is like and what sexuality is like is being messed up by what you watch. Not only that, you're wasting your time instead of gaining money, pursuing your ambitions, pursuing spirituality, pursuing any and all things. All of life is hampered, is stopped, paused because you're focused on this. And it's all dependent on how much time you spend on it. The more you spend your time on it, the more you spend your time and energy on this, the less you're spending on other things, all of life. It's like you're imprisoned because you're not engaged in other activities.